Welcome, everybody, to the rapid reaction of Joe Biden elected the 46th President of the United States of America. I am AJ Trip. Excuse me, I am all flustered because I am very happy. My candidate did win. I voted for Joe Biden. But I am not here to dance on the grave of political grave of Donald Trump and the Republicans. This is not what this is about. This is just about you know just what I felt like over these past 4 years. Now, 4 years ago, I said that Donald Trump would get two terms because that's what happens. That is what happens over these over past. It hadn't been since '92 when George H.W. Bush lost to Bill Clinton. Um, Rafe. And let's be honest about that too. One of the reasons George H.W. Bush lost that that race was because for the first time ever, there was a legitimate or somewhat legitimate third party candidate in Ross Perot. And Ross Perot took most of the Republican votes away from George W. Bush. Now, if George H.W. Bush, and if Ross Perot wasn't in that if he wasn't in that election, who knows how that election could have went, and who knows if even Bill Clinton would have even won, and we would have even had a Bill Clinton presidency. But we did, and that's just the way it is. And so Donald Trump becomes the first president since George H.W. Bush to be a one-term president. But like I said, I said it back when he was elected in 2016, but it's because that's what happens. Um, Nowadays. You get two terms to fill out your policies, right? But even I cannot figure out things that even Donald Trump said and did that would you know that would break it. And let's face it, this year just might have would have broke it. This year might have would have broke it. If 2020 doesn't happen the way it happens, if we don't have the coronavirus, if we don't have the racial unrest, if we don't have just the ickiness of this year, if this was just a normal, regular year, there is there may be a possibility right now that this this video would be a congratulations video to Donald Trump, on his second term. But and there are things in the past that in the past years too. There's been a lot of things that Donald Trump has done. Getting us out of like some Paris Accords and other big things, and some of the things he's done, like when he first got elected with the Muslims ban, and there was some people think it's a Muslim ban, it's a travel ban, but it's all Muslim countries. Um, a lot of those, the kids being locked up in cages at the border. There was a lot of consternation, and so much so that a lot of Republicans they went away from Donald Trump because they didn't think Donald Trump didn't have the ability to. It just wasn't it just wasn't right. Almost, it wasn't. He wasn't being he almost wasn't being a human being. So a lot of people felt like, and I can definitely see that because I've never had a president. I've never known a president to just be just that way, and the constant lying and the constant everybody. It was just incredible how everybody fell in line. You know, everybody fell in line once Donald Trump became president, and I understand why. I understand why. You know, I've said this a bunch of times. Donald Trump was a Democrat. There is no way in the world I would have voted for the Republicans. I'm a Democrat, and I know that as a Democrat, he's going to fulfill my needs, right? And I think that I truly I understand why Republicans would continue to continue to vote for Donald Trump. I think what blows my mind is how come they don't see the stuff, you don't see the bad stuff that can win. They just can't be honest and say, well, he is crude, he is rude, he is horrible, he lies, he cheats, he steals, he does all of this horrible stuff. But he's going to protect my money, he's going to protect my God, and he's going to protect my gun. So I'm going to vote for him. That's what the Republicans want. They want their money protected, they want their God protected, and they want their guns protected. You do those three things, they'll vote for you, right? Exactly what the Republicans want. But no Republicans out there want to do that. They don't want to put that out and say that's what that's for. And the reason why they don't want to do that is because it's either because they don't want other Republicans to come after them, something like that, or it's the emperor's new clothes. And I've used this on the channel before, talking about AEW and professional wrestling. But yeah, there's some emperor's new clothes stuff happening with Donald Trump. It certainly is, and you can see it you saw it from day one, and you saw it, and you saw it from when he was, you know, being when he was running for president. And there are a lot of things that I still don't know. I still don't know about Donald Trump. You know, a lot of people says he's racist, and he's racist. He's xenophobic. He's homophobic. He's a lot of these things, right? What I don't know is that is he really those things, or is he playing a character? If there is still this big thing. There's still this big thing that I remember 4 years ago. It was shown on Twitter, and it was something from when he was on the Phil Donahue show. For those of y'all young folks, Phil Donahue had a talk show kind of like um, uh, Maury, except it wasn't full of lie detector tests and fraternity tests. But he had that type of talk show, and he would go out to the crowd and as the crowd asked questions, and he would talk to guests and things like that. And apparently Donald Trump was on his show at one point in the 80s, and he said something to the effect of if he were to run for president, he would want to run as a Republican because they are so stupid to believe anything. And I'm not gonna say that the Republicans are stupid, but it does seem like that they believe anything. The stuff with the QAnon and all of the conspiracy theories they have, and anything that doesn't go their way. And of course now, since Donald Trump is calling the voting a fraud, that they're gonna say it's voting fraud, and when there's been no proof to no voting fraud whatsoever. So, but it's just been a wild 4 years, y'all. It's been a wild 4 years. So Joe Biden becomes the 46th president of the United States of America, which also means that Kamala Harris makes history. She becomes the first woman vice president. She becomes the first African American vice president, and becomes the first Indian vice president. So congrats on her. cute thing that when Kamala was born, black people still do not have the right to vote in America. How about that? When she was born, we still did not have the right to vote in America. Well, things changed. They changed for the better. And now look at us, celebrating Kamala Harris as the first black and Indian and woman vice president. Madam Vice President, so nice to meet you. But let's face it, folks, we have a whole lot more to go. We really do. Donald Trump is not going to go, in slinking off into the night. He is going to be around. There are many people talking about that he will run again in 2024. There are many people who are talking about that he will start his own network, news network, and he will, be a part of that. People thought he in some form or fashion, he will be a part of this nation's uh, fiber being for the next longest time. I guess that's okay. But he can be around, but he just can't govern this country, right? As a lot of people are saying. Listen, and don't get me wrong as well. Both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are not the perfect candidate. Nobody has ever been the perfect candidate. Maybe JFK, and maybe that's why he was assassinated. Who knows? But or actually, maybe it's the guy who won 4 times, right? Yeah, maybe he was the perfect candidate. You win four consecutive times, then maybe you're the perfect candidate. But the perfect president. But they're not perfect, obviously not. I don't think there's anything wrong with Joe Biden, anything like that. Joe Biden, it's the senior moments, of course, and then the senior moments combined with the fact that he's a stutterer doesn't make it, all that sometimes comfortable to hear him talk, hear him speak. He'll mix up words, he'll stutter on some words, he'll call somebody one name or another name, or he'll make a mistake, and or whatever. Maybe he doesn't explain himself too well. I know, as a stutterer myself, it is sometimes difficult to explain yourself in a way that people can understand. And I try my best. I try my best on this channel. I try my best in real life to make sure. I took speech classes. I was told to, the longest time. And you don't find it too much here. And actually, I'm doing it right now. One of the things that you do as a stutterer is you go in and out from point to point. You have one point and you stop right in the middle and you go towards another point. And Joe does that a lot as well. So I know it's not going to be easy. And Kamala, a former Attorney General, cop, and cops aren't really big right now with people, obviously because of the George Floyd stuff, and who knows what's going to go on. But let's face it, guys, we need cops. Let's be honest with ourselves. We need cops. Defunding cops and abolishing police is not the way to go. It really isn't. It will be anarchy. It will be anarchy. If you want to say that maybe sometimes cops should have, cops should have people with them, like psychiatrists or psychologists or something like that. If you want to say that cops should be retrained to not shoot to kill, because that's what they do. Cops are trained shoot to kill because they have families that they need to go home to too, right? Right. So instead of worrying about this guy who is a who you think is a degenerate, right? You think is a degenerate, or you think is a bad guy. Instead of having him worrying about him, you worry about you and you worry about your family at home. So you take him out. I've never had any problems. Never had any problems with any cop shooting somebody to they defend themselves. I've never had any problem with that. I can understand that. I can understand how it's tough to be in a situation where you are worried about your life and you're worried about the lives of your family members, with the lives of your fellow cops, But here you are, you seeing somebody, and you don't know, you didn't tell, you didn't told them to stop, and they're not stopping. They continue to walk, they're jostling around themselves. Look, you know, whatever, because of whatever reason. I've never had a problem with that. Never had a problem. I think there's been 2 or 3 times when a cop has killed a black man where I've said, okay, that's not cool. George Floyd, um, the one in Minnesota, and I think there might have been another one. There might have been another one, but other times I have always understood the reasons of why cops do what they do. Um, and some people see Kamala as a cop, the top cop right now, and they're not too happy about it. They're worried that that maybe what she would do is she would enact more and more pain onto black and brown people. And then there's the same thing about the Joe Biden and the crime bill, right? And they've been showing things all over the place, when he's talking about the crime bill. Well, my thing has always been, instead of getting mad at Joe Biden for writing the crime bill, which by the way he recently just said that probably wasn't the way to go. Probably wasn't the way to go. Probably the way to go is to try to get these people help. But instead of getting mad at them, get mad at the people who are doing the crime. Yes, you may think that smoking weed is a whatever. It's a pimple on the ass of life when it comes to um, what is bad, right? What is bad, or what is degenerative, or what is delictive, or whatever, right? You know, it's not rape, it's not murder, it's not any of these. Having an ounce of weed. What is it? I need to go to jail for that. But if it's against the law, then it needs to be against the law, and then you shouldn't do it. Get mad at the people for breaking the law. Don't get mad at the people for making the law. And do something to change it. And maybe they will do something to change it. Oregon, this past election, has just decided to make most drugs, make most drugs decriminalized, so that people who are found with these drugs do not go to, they are not sent to jail. They are sent to go get some help. And we'll see how that goes. I personally don't think that's going to be. I don't think that's going to be a thing, because you open it up. Somebody knows that you can go and do psychedelic mushrooms and all this other bullshit, and not have it, and not have any consequences for it. They're just gonna continue doing it. But I hope I'm wrong. We'll have to wait and see. I doubt that. I doubt that's going to continue to do anything. Yeah, you find me $500. Find me $2,500. Find me, unless the fines are like $10,000, then I don't know. What's a fine gonna do? But yeah, I definitely think there are some people who are on the left side who are not, who are not very happy with with Biden and Kamala as their guys, and I think that's totally fine. And while we're talking about this, let's go ahead and let's talk about the elephant, I guess, that would be in the room, Bernie Sanders, right? Because election night and Tuesday night through Wednesday morning, Bernie Sanders was trending because the Bernie Bros were all out with their ass on their back um, because um, you know Joe Biden hadn't won some of the places that hadn't won Florida. He did not win Ohio, and he was losing in some of the other states. He was losing in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And they were all on there. Bernie would have won. Bernie this. Bernie would have won. Hate to break it to you, but Bernie didn't win his own party's primary. So he wasn't going to win anything nationally. in the general election. No, he did not get it taken away from him. He did not get the party taken away from him. Black people in South Carolina voted for Joe Biden because they wanted, they felt best with Joe Biden. And when Joe Biden won South Carolina, that was the whatever it's called. That was the light switch in everybody's head that said, "Bam, there we go. That's the guy." And I think that's what it was. I think everybody, I think everybody, except for those high stance, high Bernie Sanders people, right? Except for the Bernie Bros, the hardcore Bernie Bros. I really think if the Democrats wanted somebody who was actually a Democrat, they wanted somebody who was actually going to be for the Democratic Party, and someone who wasn't so far left where he was saying all these things, doing all these things about stuff that he wasn't going to who wasn't going to be able to do. There was no way Bernie Sanders was ever going to do the stuff he wasn't going to do. He just did it. He tried it in his own state and it failed miserably. So he wasn't going to do it nationally. It was all going to be broken promises. And I think most Democrats realized that, and maybe they didn't like many of the other people. Something like that. Maybe they didn't like Elizabeth Warren. Maybe they didn't like Andrew Yang. But they knew Joe Biden. They knew Joe Biden because of who? Barack Obama. And they said, "Come on, Joe." But he wasn't in the lead, right? He wasn't. He hadn't done anything. So, in the primaries, it was basically Bernie Sanders. But when he won South Carolina, that's when all the Democrats said, "Yes, we can vote for Joe Biden." And from South Carolina on, he went on and he went on to win the Democratic nomination. So there were many people talking about Bernie would have won, Bernie is this, Bernie is that, and spouting off all of their bullshit. Where you at now? Where you at now? Joe Biden's the president elect. What you got to say now? Nothing. You should hush your mouth because Joe Biden's the president of the United States of America. Okay, this is not what Bernie Sanders. Now we can't. Now I don't know. Because I would have reluctantly have voted for Bernie Sanders if Bernie Sanders was the Democratic nominee. Because this was about Democratic. I'm a Democrat. I'm gonna vote for whoever's a Democrat, right? For the most part. That chick in Chicago, Kim Fox, she is the most. She is so corrupt, and Chicago is once again voted her in. She is just so goddamn corrupt. Really, I think really some people Chicago would open her eyes to that. But Chicago's legit, Democratic city. It blew all the way. One reason why I love it. But just open your mind to just get rid of her. And one reason why is because she's just gonna anybody black, she's just gonna throw it away against them. She's gonna throw out the case if you're black, and that's just totally wrong. Anyway, but yeah, it's but I don't think Bernie Sanders would have won. I don't think Bernie Sanders would have won. Because I just think that Bernie Sanders, he doesn't have that warmth that Joe Biden has. When you look at Joe Biden, everybody talks about, you hear Joe Biden talk, you hear Joe Biden speak, there's something there that evokes. It just evokes. It's Uncle Joe. It evokes that, hey, that's my Uncle Joe talking. That's when Bernie talks, it's a machine they're talking. This is talking. This is a machine who is just saying stuff just to say stuff, not necessarily trying to be trying to be themselves. And I think people saw through that with Bernie Sanders, and some people didn't, but I think most of the Democrats did, and also I don't think there would have been a lot of Republicans to vote for what's his face, Bernie Sanders, because he does have socialist views, and Republicans I'm not going to do that for a socialist. So he would not have won, in my opinion. Well, guys, they are dancing in the streets of New York and Philly and Washington, D.C., Chicago, Los Angeles, and all the cities across this country, celebrating the election of Joe Biden as our 46th President of the United States of America. He's going to speak later on tonight. Um, I will be watching. Won't be doing any reactions to that. Um, I had planned on doing a Tuesday night reaction if it somehow were to come out that he would be Tuesday night, but we had been told that it was probably going to be several days before we actually knew who won, and it turned out to find out Saturday to know who is the 46th president of the United States of America was. If Joe Biden was going to be that, or if Donald Trump was going to be reelected, and we now know what the deal is. Joe Biden elected, and like you said, he's going to try to. Donald Trump's going to try to take this to court and everything like that. I don't. A lot of people say that they don't see it. They don't. They don't see a lot of his claims are baseless. Baseless in fact. So in January we should be in the inauguration of Joe Biden, and that's probably when the next time you will see me on this channel talk about politics. Is that inauguration? Um, Unless something else strange happens. Otherwise, what else can I say? Congratulations to the once again to Joe Biden, 46th president of the United States of America, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, first woman, first black, and first Indian vice president in our great nation's history. So wonderful, wonderful. And to all the Republicans, to all the Republicans out there, all the conservatives, listen, we all have differences, right? We all have differences. We all different ways we see this country. How we think this country should be, should be run. How this country should be, done. Yada yada yada. Right? We all have differences, but that's what makes us the greatest country in the world. And those differences should we try to be respected. Agree to disagree, right? And I'm not putting it all on you either. The Democrats as well. The Democrats call a lot of you Republicans racist, homophobic, sexist, yada yada yada, all this stuff because they feel Donald Trump is that. And that's wrong. It's not wrong to do. Because you like I mentioned earlier, you have a certain amount of stuff that you want to see happen, right? Because you don't want your taxes raised, you don't want your guns to take away from you, and you want abortion, to be illegal, or you want you want more stuff to involve God, right? Focus more on God. Leave the government out of your lives, right? You want less government, not more government. All this stuff. So that's why you vote Republican. No matter who it is. I understand because, like I mentioned, I vote Democrat. And like I've said before, if Donald Trump was a Democrat, I can't see myself not voting for Donald Trump if he was a Democrat, because he would be going for my views and where I feel stuff should be done in this country to make this country a better place. So I get that. So, and I know that a lot of you guys are, you're thinking that the world is coming to an end and America is coming to an end. I want to let you know it is not. America is not coming to an end. It isn't. I want you to keep the faith. I want you to try to be an open mind. Keep an open mind. Again, his politics are probably not going to align with yours, right? But I think over the next 4 years, and I do think Joe Biden I think Joe Biden will only be for 4 years. Because I think he understands that at 77, he would be back. He would be 78 or 80, 81, 82 years old. He should not 80, 81, 82 year old should not be president of the United States. Um, I think he understands that. I think he's only gonna go for 4 years, try to get this back into some sort of thing where the country is somewhat together. Get us back to that place to where all of us stood for the national anthem, right? Get us back to that place where all of us stand for the national anthem. Get us back to into that place where all of us see a cop. Thank you, sir, for your service. Get us back to a place where all of us, you know, are equal, treated equally. Feel like that we all have the chance of the American dream. I mean, now maybe there's something that he can't do, and we'll find that out. But give him a chance. Give him a chance. And please, stop listening to all these conspiracy theories. QAnon and any other conspiracy theories. No, leave that behind. You're smart. You're smart people. You're smart. These conspiracy theories and these theories that come up here about child pornography rings and other things and stuff with the election, get out your mind. This election was just and fair. And Joe Biden won it. Donald Trump lost it. I know you may not like that right now, but over time I hope you can see that is what happened. All right. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about anything, about anything, your feelings now. Democrat, independent, foreigners, whatever. What do you think about Joe Biden being the 46th president of the United States of America? Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.